already we started with structure of atom chapter. So structure of atom alli now iga last particle regarding proton, regarding electron, regarding neutron, and different models of atom we have discussed. For the Rutherford model, J.J. Thomson model, then next Goldstein experiment, then why Rutherford theory will fail, and finally we concluded the Bohr's atomic model. So we discussed about Bohr, we discussed about Bohr achievements, we discussed the Bohr's postulate, how the shells are arranged, and we discussed the definitions. Few definitions we discussed, that is what do you mean by valency, what is atomic number, and what is mass number. So in the last class we were discussing about the atomic number and the mass number here. I told you already what is atomic number. See, we already know, namige already ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, atom is consisting of 3 particles. Atom is consisting of 3 particles. One is proton, which are positively charged, and one is neutron, which are neutral in nature, and one more is electron, which are negatively charged. So we have proton, neutron, and electron. These are the subatomic particles of the atom here. So now the number of protons, so ಎಷ್ಟು proton irutte, the number of protons in a given atom, it is called as what? It is called as atomic number. It is called as atomic number. Gotaita? Okay, atomic number is defined as what? Number of protons in a given shell is called as what? Atomic number. Okay, students. So remember, this atomic number is represented by, you need to remember here one point, the atomic number is represented by Z. Atomic number is represented with the letter Z here. Then we have mass number. So mass number antandrenu, the number of protons and neutrons. The number of protons and neutrons together, it is called as what? Mass number, and it is denoted by capital A. Okay, so in an atom, how many number of protons are there? It determines the atomic number. It is denoted by Z. So all atoms of an element have the same atomic number, right? So for hydrogen, the atomic number is how much? It is 1, which means that only one proton is present in the nucleus. So if atomic number is 6, then it is a carbon. So if atomic number is 8, it is oxygen, right? So like this, we can define the atomic number and different elements atomic numbers here. Then mass number, as I told you, what? It is the sum of protons and neutrons together. It is called as mass number. Okay. So, for example, if atom consisting of 6 protons and 6 neutrons, what will be the mass number? It is sum. So 6 plus 6, it is 12. It is 12. So like this, we can determine the mass number here. See, one more point I want to tell you here, that is, I told you, if the number of proton is 6, and if the number of neutron is 6, then the total number of mass number is how much? It is 12. Suppose if they have given you the atom mass number is 13 and the atomic number is 6 and the atomic number is 6, then what will be the number of neutron here, students? We have formula. Atomic number A is equal to number of proton plus number of neutron. Number of neutron. So number of neutron N is equal to A minus B. A is what here? The mass number, that is 13, minus number of proton is 6. So 13 minus 6. That is nothing but 7. That is nothing but 7. The number of neutron is 7. So this concept we need to understand here. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ, ಏನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ? ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಅದೇ ತರ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಯು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಹಿಯರ್, that is A is equal to number of protons plus number of neutrons. So by that we can also calculate the number of neutron also, number of proton also. Understood? So this one point you remember, so that when we are doing the question answers, it will be helpful for us. Then the last slide, then the last theory part of this chapter is representation of a atom. So how we represent the atom? Let us see. See this one here. That is Z is the, if Z is the element, suppose, sorry, not Z, that is X is the element here, means for example if we are denoting the carbon, so carbon okay, see, this is what the element, this is what the element here, correct. Now so here I will write it as Z and here I'll write it as E. So this is how we represent the element. X is the element which we are representing. It may be carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, any element it is. Okay. So A, that is mass number, is written at this corner. And at the bottom, we are writing the atomic number. We are writing the atomic number. Suppose if we are representing carbon. So carbon is consisting of 6 protons, that is, the atomic number is 6 and its mass number is 12. Okay. One more example it is given there, that is nitrogen. Nitrogen is atomic number is 7 and mass number is 8. So the number of neutrons, that is 14 minus 7 will be the number of neutrons. Now I told you how to do that one. I hope you understood that. This is how we can represent any element. This is how we can represent any element here. Okay. Then next, the last concept is, that is isotopes and isotopes. Okay. So in the nature, a number of atoms. In the nature, we have number of atoms, right? So we know how to identify them, which are having the, there are some elements which are having the same atomic number, but different mass numbers. Means, for example, I'll give you one example, that is hydrogen. Not only hydrogen atom is there. In the nature, we have the elements like hydrogen, deuterium, then tritium. They all are having the same atomic number, 1, 1. So first one is hydrogen, second one is deuterium, third one is tritium. They all are having the same atomic number, but ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು H11 ಅಂತ ಇದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೋಟಿಯಂ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. This is called as protium. This is called as protium. So if it is H12, then this is called as deuterium. Then this is called as deuterium. The third one is H13. This is called as tritium. We were knowing only hydrogen, but hydrogen tarane ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಮತ್ತೆ 3 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದಾವೆ ನೇಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. So that is called as protium, then tritium. H11, H12, H13. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? Okay. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡಬಹುದು, each hydrogen atom is having the same atomic number, that is 1 here. But here you can see the mass number is what? It is different. The mass number is different here. So you can see in protium it is 1, in deuterium it is 2, and in tritium it is 3. Correct? Not only hydrogen, we have other elements like the carbon also and chlorine also. Even they are also having the same atomic number but different mass number. So such type of elements or such type of substances are called as what? Isotopes. Such type of elements are called as isotopes. So same element which have same atomic number but a different mass number are called as what? isotopes. So here they have given property is chemical properties will be same, but the physical properties will be different. Chemical property will be same for the isotopes, but the physical property will be different for these isotopes. Okay. So as I told you, we have for carbon also. Here you can see this written. Carbon is given C612, C614. Similarly, chlorine and now balloon. So chlorine can be written as chlorine 1735. Chlorine 77. So this is what chlorine isotope. This is chlorine isotopes. Understood? Okay. So after this, you can see the application of isotopes are there. That is an isotope of uranium used as fuel. So now isotopes ಅನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ as a fuel ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So ಇದಿರತ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ದು what it is power plants. For example, in Karnataka, in Karwar Kaiga, we have the power plant here, that is nuclear power plant. ಅಲ್ಲಿ isotopes ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So there we are using uranium isotopes. So isotopes ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವು electricity generate ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ help ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. This used as fuel. Means how can we fuel for the vehicle like that. So uranium is used as fuel in the power plants. Nuclear power plants. Okay. Next, second point. An isotope of cobalt is used in treatment of a cancer. So cancer treatment alli now cobalt anna use ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So cobalt also, which cobalt is isotopes of cobalt. So third point, you can see that an isotope of iodine is used in the treatment of goiter. That is, this is one type of disease which occurs due to the deficiency of vitamin. It is occurring by the deficiency of okay. So next we have this isobars. So before going for the isobars, otherwise we will see what do you mean isobar. One point I'll discuss with you. So what is the isobars say here? So isobars are nothing but what? These are the elements which are having. Okay. So idral enagutte andre ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ change ಇದೆ. Here the atoms of different elements with the same mass number but different atomic numbers are called as what? Isobars. They are called as what? Isobars. So ille enagutte atoms of different elements with same mass number irutte but different atomic numbers are called as what? Isobars here. Understood? Same mass number but different atomic number. So isotopes ಮತ್ತೆ isobars ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಟೋಪ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಟೋಮಿಕ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಾರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಟೋಮಿಕ್ ಬಾರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, atomic number different ಇರುತ್ತೆ. You can see the examples. Calcium and argon, they have taken it as a example. Calcium and argon. So calcium is different element and argon is different element, but they are having the same mass number. They are having the same mass number here. Can you see it? Right? Okay. So ille ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the number of neutrons is same in these pair of element. Okay. Therefore, these are called as what? Isobars. These are called as isobars here. Understood, students? So here last one more point we were going to discuss, that is last point of this chapter is the mass atom of any element taken as the average mass of all naturally occurring atom. Okay. So ನಮಗೆ ಈಗ isotopes ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಹೌದಾ? Then the mass of its atom ನಾವೇನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the average atomic mass of any element can be calculated. We can calculate the so two different isotopes ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ for example For example, you can see that one example I'll give you, that is chlorine occurs in the nature. Chlorine is occurring in the nature as two isotopes. So in the example I gave you, chlorine occurs in the nature as two isotopes here, that is See, chlorine occurs in nature in two isotopic forms, which measures, that is, one is having 35 as a mass number and another one is having 37 as a mass number in the ratio of 3:1. This is one question what they are asking you here. Okay, idradu ನಾವು ಈಗ ಏನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ average mass we need to calculate here for the chlorine. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು, they have given you the mass number. So how to calculate the average atomic mass of chlorine? So how we can calculate here? The formula is, so I'll show you the solution part. Here we will write it as 35 into, so suppose this is, suppose if you imagine this as 100%, this as 100%, 100 third part ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು 75% ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, this will be 25%, therefore I can write it as how much, 75 divided by percent, it is therefore divided by 100 plus 37 into 25 divided by 100. So if I simplify this one, so it will become 105 divided by 4 plus 37 divided by 4. So the LCM will be 4. Then simplify this, 105 plus 37, it is 142 divided by 4. And you will, if you simplify, you will get it as 35.5. You will get it as 35.5. So here question avare kodtare, okay. ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ಕೋಬಹುದು 75 ಮತ್ತೆ 25 ನಾನು ಹೇಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, they will give the ratio of the distribution of the mass, okay. ಅದು 3:1 ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, 2:2 ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, 1:1 ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. By that you will understand how to take this. Otherwise in ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರೇ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, okay. So when they will specify that percent, you can only directly take it as whatever the mass number is there into that percent plus again isotope mass number ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದರದ್ದು percentage ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು simplify ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. By this we can calculate the average mass. By this we can calculate the average mass of any given element. So based on this we have the numericals that we will be discussing today, okay. So see here students, so this completes your structure of atom chapter. So first 4 chapters of chemistry we have completed, right? We have discussed matter in our surrounding, is matter around us here, atoms and molecules, structure of the atom. These 4 chapters we are done. Then force and laws of motion we have completed. So the 5 chapters complete ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಡೋಣ, ಏನು, that is exercise ಮತ್ತೆ whatever the questions are there in the chapter, that we will discuss, right students? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್? ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನೇನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಇನ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಪ್ರೋಟಾನ್ಸ್, ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್, that we discussed. Experiment, how it will fail, why it will fail, so what is the final experiment or the final theory for the atomic structure. And the last part we discussed about how to represent the element. So you can remember this here, X A Z. A at the top it is mass number, at the bottom it is atomic number. Atomic number is number of protons, mass number is both protons and neutrons, okay. So this completes the entire chapter. I hope it is clear to you. So let us start with the question answers. First we will discuss the question answers which are there in the textbook. So if you open the lesson and you can see there in the first page only some blue type questions are there. See, what are canal rays? What are canal rays anta ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So that you can see the question it is given. What are canal rays? What are canal rays here? Canal rays are positively charged radiations. These are what? Positively charged radiations which led to the discovery of positively charged subatomic particles which are called as what? Proton, which are called as proton. So canal rays are positively charged radiations which led to the discovery of positively charged subatomic particle. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು protons ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? What do you mean by canal rays? You can copy this answer so that in your school when you are discussing this, you can answer this one. Okay. So textbook alli nodi idella questions idave alli. What are canal rays? So canal rays are nothing but what? Positively charged radiations are called as canal rays. So which will help to the invention of proton. Next. If an atom contains one electron and one proton, will it carry any charge or not? See, the atom will be electrically neutral. Why? Because when we are saying that number of proton is equal to number of neutron, protons are what? Positively charged. Electrons are what? Negatively charged. Suppose if you have here, suppose if you have -2 and +2. So -2 + 2 ide enagutte students illi. So if I have -2 and +2, so if we have -2 + 2, what it will be? It will be 0. So in the same way, we have one electron which is negatively charged, one proton which is positively charged. Therefore, the atom is electrically neutral. Therefore, the atom is electrically neutral here. I hope this is also clear to you. Very simple question, but we need to understand. Third question. So blue answers blue type questions. On the basis of Thomson's model of an atom, the atom is neutral as a whole. So Thomson, J.J. Thomson ಅವರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. So J.J. Thomson ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಾವು ಏನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ? ವಾಟರ್ ಮೆಲನ್ ಗೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೌದಾ? So according to that, we need to explain how the atom is electrically neutral. Okay, see here. According to Thomson's model of an atom consists of a positively charged sphere and the electrons are embedded in it. So the negative and positive charge are equal in magnitude, so the atom is electrically neutral. So I hope you remember this. ನಿಮಗೆ ನೆನಪಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ. ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ವಾಟರ್ ಮೆಲನ್ ಗೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? ರೆಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ is proton and the seeds, black color seeds are the charged sphere and the electrons are embedded in it. The negative and positive charges are equal in magnitude. Therefore, the atom is electrically neutral. The electrically neutral here. So I hope this is clear to you. Next, on the basis of Rutherford's model of an atom, which subatomic particle is present in the nucleus of an atom? So Rutherford theory prakara ಯಾವುದು subatomic particle ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ. So how you will write here, students? ನೋಡಿ, protons, neutrons and electrons are there. ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಹೌದಾ? So we have protons positively charged, we have neutrons which is also positively charged, and we have, sorry, neutrons are electrically neutral, and we have lastly that is electrons, right? As per the Rutherford's model of an atom, the proton which are positively charged are present inside the nucleus of an atom. ಹೌದಾ? ಇದು ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ Rutherford ಅವರ ಥಿಯರಿ ಪ್ರಕಾರ. Next question. Draw a sketch of Bohr's model of an atom with three shells ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So already you know this one, correct? How to represent the Bohr atomic theory or Bohr atomic model here, students? I hope you remember this one. You can see here, I'll show you it. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಅವ್ರು ಏನಂತ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ ಟು 3 ಶೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ KLM ಶೆಲ್ ವರೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸಬಹುದು. ಆಯ್ತಾ? model of an atom, core model of an atom, right? Next. Next question. What do you think would be the observation if a particle, if a alpha particle, it is not if a particle, if the alpha particle scattering experiment is carried out using a foil of a metal than gold. So ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ನಾವು gold foil ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. So why we are using gold foil? What happens if we are not using gold foil? Other than that gold ಇದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. So see here students, on using any metal foil, the observation of the alpha particle scattering experiment would remain the same as all atoms would have the same structure. Okay, so ಏನ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, we can use other metals also, but why we used specially the gold? Only because I think you people have studied the properties of metals here, correct? So gold ಏನide, it is having one special property, that is malleability. And gold is one special property, that means you can make thin as much as it is possible. So other metals it is difficult to do that, therefore we use that is gold foil here. No doubt we can use other foils also, because all the atoms are having the same type of structure, but the specifically gold because it is having some special properties like a malleability property, where thin sheets can be made with the help of gold. Correct. Next. So here one question is missed here students, that is if you see the textbook, there it is there. See, name the 3 subatomic particles of an atom anta kelidare. So what are the subatomic particles? Protons, neutrons and electrons. Protons, neutrons and electrons, right? Next question. Helium atom has atomic mass of 4U and 2 protons in its nucleus. How many neutrons does it have? So what they have given? They have given you atomic mass of 4. Protons kottidare, mass number kottidare. We need to go for neutron calculation. Directly we can do this, but if you want, as it is the first question, I'll just show you. See, I told you that number of, or simply we will write first, mass number is equal to proton plus number of neutrons. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ? number of neutrons. So number of neutron is equal to what? Mass number minus number of proton. Mass number ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ? 4 minus proton ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ? 2. So 4 minus 2, it is 2. That is nothing but what? Number of neutron. That is nothing but number of neutron here. Understood? So ಈ ತರ many questions they will ask you to calculate the number of neutron or number of proton. We need to remember this always. Correct? Next. Distribution of electron in carbon and sodium atoms. So electron distribution ಕೇಳಿದಾರೆ ಅವರು ನಿಮಗೆ sodium ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ carbon ಅಲ್ಲಿ. So total number of electrons in the carbon. First we will see in the carbon. Here we can see here the total number of electrons in carbon is equal to 6. In this carbon equal to 6 it is. The first shell is what? K shell. So K shell alli now 2 electrons anna hakbodu maximum. Then we have L shell. So ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೋಯ್ತು? 6 ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಹೋಯ್ತಪ್ಪ. 6 ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಉಳಿತು? 4. So remaining will be 4 electrons in the L shell. Okay. So therefore we can write the electron distribution for carbon as 2, 4. 2, 4. Similarly, for sodium, sodium is denoted by Na. The sodium is 11. So distribution, K shell, maximum we can put 2. Next, K L shell. L shell ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹಾಕಬಹುದಪ್ಪ? ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ L shell ಅಲ್ಲಿ 8 electrons ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕಬಹುದು. ಹೌದಾ? 8, 9, 10. 10 ಆಯ್ತು, ಉಳಿದೆಷ್ಟು 1. So next 1 electron will go to M shell, that is 1. So the distribution of electron we can write it as 2, 8, 1. 2, 8, 1. This is for what? This is for sodium atom. Suppose if any next atom, hange nimge artha agli anta mattond tagotini, that is oxygen we will take. So oxygen alli estidappe? Oxygen ni 8 electrons idave. Hauda? K shell alli estu bantu 2. So 8 minus 2 is 6. So L shell alli now maximum 8 ಹಾಕಬಹುದು. Therefore remaining we can take it in the L shell. That is 6 plus 2. The electron distribution is what? 2 plus 2, 6. 2, 6. Any bigger number also we can take here, students. Okay. So for example, if you want it for silicon, silicon is having the atomic number as 14, or electrons are 14 here. K shell, it is 4, 2. L shell, it is 8. M shell, see, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು 8, 9, 10. 10 ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಉಳಿತಪ್ಪ ಈಗ? 4 ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಉಳಿತು. So therefore in M shell we can take it as 4, correct? So maximum number of electrons in the M shell is how much? It is 32, correct? So 32 fill ಆಗುವವರೆಗೆ ನಾವು M shell ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು distribution ಅನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸಬಹುದು, correct? So this is how we will show the electron distribution for the different element. So still we have few more questions for our this in your textbook, these blue question answers in your textbook. So chapter madhyadalli kottidare, first ನಾವು ಆ questions alla complete ಮಾಡಿ, next we can go for the exercise part. So this much you do perfectly, then in the next class remaining questions I'll continue.